other day because the whole POD needs a refresh.
When I talked to him this morning, he doesn't know if we're going to be able to make that time frame, but we certainly can do the TAC time frame.
Okay, so I guess that's what I need to understand, and we wanted to make sure that John was aware, what the scope is with this particular tool right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, because there's no IAR.
You had the most recent conversation with Adam, so.
Yeah, that was an hour ago. So there's no IAR, I guess, and there's no ADA. So it's not up to standard. So basically just bringing the TAC up to standard for Davenport.
Okay, so we're just going to replace all 4, correct?
Yeah.
So that was $26,000 in that budget for paint and carpet. That's not enough, is it?
Well, so Michelle, let me ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Did Adam say anything about paint and carpet, or did he just say furniture? See, that's what I thought the purpose of this meeting was, to have that conversation. Because
he didn't.
Looking at a leasing action here coming up pretty soon, do we want to do carpet and paint?
I say if we can incorporate it all into it, why not? Because that's something quick and easy.
But it's money. But if we're going to be moving, why would we spend money on carpet and paint? I'm not saying it needs to go one way or the other, but that was the purpose of this meeting, I thought, was to give John directions so he's not hanging out there. And, are we going to do... So here's the questions that need to be answered. Mm-hmm. Are we going to do just a swap out, a 1-for-1, just the furniture, and bring the furniture up to standard? Is the first question. Are we only going to do that, or are we going to do that plus carpet and paint?
Mm-hmm. When was the last time carpet and paint were done, John?
Well, I don't know if John would know that. That's probably way before your time, would be my guess, isn't it, John?
Yeah, and honestly, I don't even know if those walls are, if that's paint or if that's some type of, wallpapering. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I do not know when it was painted or carpeted last. And I don't even know if I think it's even tile in the waiting area. I can't remember exactly. Not tile, but yeah. So that's, yeah. I would say yes, carpet and paint is fine. I mean, I know there was another star tool in there for a security camera. There was a security project there for some kind of new camera update. I don't know if it was ever completed. But, it's a nice building. I mean, I was reading something, according to the SFP, don't you have to relocate? Like, you're supposed to relocate out of the city area to like a rural area. I read that in some kind of training we had to do or something. That's part of the mandate for like future leasing actions, is to get out of city centers into rural areas or something. That's the first priority of leasing.
Well, we have to be... Go ahead, Michelle.
It's all rural.
It's all over the place on that one? It was very confusing language.
No, it's all rural. Anywhere in Iowa to me is rural.
Cedar Rapids was taken out of downtown Cedar Rapids and moved into kind of a more rural area outside of the downtown area.
Yeah, and I mean, it just depends on, John, where they determine the central business district is. I mean, we want to be within wherever they set the parameters of that, the central business district. And Cedar Rapids is kind of spread out a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
I think part of the reason they wanted them out of the building in Cedar Rapids was because the river that runs through there, I know at least at one point that building had gotten flooded, and they wanted to get them out of that proximity to that river to try and avoid that from happening again. And then GSA offered up a build-to-suit building for Cedar Rapids. So they specifically built that building for IRS. Or the lessor built that building for the IRS. And I think that was the last one that was done like that for Kansas City. But, they still have to be within, a certain proximity to that central business district. And I don't know, Melissa for sure could give you the parameters as far as like this far north, this far south, this far east, this far west.
Well, I guess my point is I'm just trying to, think about what Melissa's going to do.
Right.
For Cedar Rapids and
so
Davenport.
Here's the thing. So we get to decide. We put forth, she can come to us and she can say, hey, you got way too much space in this building. We need to take a look at, a reduction or whatever it is. But we as the territory should be making the decision on what the strategy is that we want to go forward with. If we like that building, if we've got a good lessor there, if we do have too much space, if we had to release space, is it going to be marketable for the lessor? Those are the kind of things, and that's the kind of homework we have to do prior to the SFP. And in preparation for doing the STAR tool for the SFP and all of that is.
Well, I've got
those kind of conversations need to happen. So, like, we've got a meeting in March, and I think, Michelle, you've got one building, I think, don't you, on that list? And that's the kind of conversation that
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the walkthrough or the annual pod site visit. I don't have my travel booked or anything yet, but based on the new project management guidelines, instructions, processes, etc. I'm sure I'll uncover more. But I did write up a pretty significant analysis at one point for Jamie, and in terms of like reduction and all that stuff. So
yeah, and I haven't looked at the numbers on Davenport. Well, here I can tell you right now. I have. Is Davenport 1465?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got usable square footage. We've got 10,414, and there's only 26 employees there. So yeah, that seems like a lot of space for 26 employees.
Yeah, there's a lot of vacancy, but that was during the pandemic, so I don't know what it's going to be like when I go back. But it's a great office with an incredible view of that river.
Yeah.
I don't know, anyways, okay, so I guess in terms of this action plan, any other documents, any other thoughts, ideas?
Yeah. So you're going to need, so I just want to make sure. So STAR tool wise, we're going to send it forward as, we're only going to do the TAC. It's just going to be a TAC refresh. And while Melissa she's wanting to do it, I see why she's wanting to do what she's wanting to do. We're just going to do TAC furniture only. You're going to submit it carpet and paint too, along with that. Right?
Yes.
Okay. And John, have you taken a look at the floor plan?
No, I have not. The
Only
AutoCAD,
to see
no.
you can bring it up to standard within the current footprint, right? You don't have to do any alterations.
No, there's enough room in there.
Okay. Because here's what Melissa's going to say. We're trying to do a project outside of the leasing action, so she's going to talk about alterations and needing an RWA, and maybe they're not going to do it. But here's the thing. If all we're doing is swapping out furniture, you're only going to need an electrician, which you could do that on a credit card purchase. And what you need an electrician for is to unhook the whips and then hook up the new whips. So beyond that, it really would just be, your furniture installers. You're going to have them come in and deinstall the old stuff, and then you'd reinstall the new stuff. If provided you don't have to do any other alteration. Well, carpet paint, I guess. We're going to do carpet paint.
What about the swing space, though?
What's What's that?
What about the swing space?
Do you have a space you can move them?
I mean, they can move into the interior of the office, but then it's going to be an unsecured, TAC area. I mean, I don't know how they would. They can just work in a workstation, technically, no? But I mean, the public won't have access, so it has to be the public accessible.
I would have to pull up let me pull up the floor plan. God, I wish you'd get on this call.
Did you invite him to come on?
Oh, yeah. He's the one that told me to set up the meeting.
Yeah, but I had to remind him about the meeting he had with me this morning, so.
Kansas City Chiefs did win. I mean, I assume that must be a big thing for him, no?
That's a big thing for everybody in Kansas City.
Yeah,
John.
I can imagine. I mean,
Go Chiefs! That was a heck of a game, man.
It was.
I just love watching Mahomes. He's something.
Yeah, the other quarterback, man, he wasn't doing good teamwork with his team. He kept running the ball, and I'm like, throw that ball to your teammates.
Yeah, he's a good player, man. You can't discount that. He's incredible. All right, let me share my screen with you here. Okay, so this is Davenport. Where's the TAC? Oh, here's the TAC.
Yeah.
Right? This is the TAC?
Yep.
Okay. So where's the outside? So they're coming in.
Upper left.
Coming in through here?
No, upper left is the entranceway. And then the security desk is to the right of the entrance door or the vestibule.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so they're coming in here, right here.
Yep.
Where's the entrance to the building?
The elevators are just right outside that entranceway.
Oh, okay. So we're on what floor are we on? 6?
Yeah, something like that.
6th floor.
Yeah, 6th
okay.
floor.
So they're coming here, and then they're coming in. This looks like a storage room. This is.
That's a meeting conference room, yeah. That's usually where I work out of, and
look at this. Okay, so you've got 4 stations here.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just gonna swap out new furniture, make this, or probably make this one. This will probably be your 88 here. And then these are all 88s. Are these 88s now? Yeah. That's the standard. Let's see what it says. Oh, they're a little bit bigger. Okay, so you're going to gain a little bit of space because it says 93. So you could make this one your 80A, and then these 3 your regulars. Where would you put your IRA? Or no, I guess that would go right here, couldn't it?
Wouldn't your IAR be first and then do the ADA last?
Yeah, you could, but you're going to run into problems with that 88 with that door right there.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I thought they were coming in by the elevator.
They are. They're coming in right here.
Mm-hmm.
But that 88 is going to stick out about right here.
Okay.
Right there. So, like, if you did this one, you see where you're going to be? You're going to be, like, right in front of that door. I don't know. You'd have to get an AutoCAD drawing.
Mm-hmm.
And see, but you could make that one ADA and that one an IAR, and then these 2. Or I don't know if it would fit. You could put it there. You know.
Because it just seems like it should be like away from where people are coming. Like it doesn't stick out as much.
Crystal, when you said you can do an electrician with your credit card, I mean, does that contract with the electrician include the IT, plugins and all that, and if it's in the flooring or how you get it back to the server room and I mean, it.
Well, all that should be already there, right? It's already existing. So all that should already be run and ready to go. So basically all you're doing is you're coming in, taking out the old furniture, you're putting in new furniture. Okay, so your electrical, your data, all that should be there. Now, one of the things you got to make sure is you got to look at how are these workstations being fed? How are they getting their power?
Yeah.
Panels? Do they have a floor plug-in? These are things when you go do your site visit, you want to kind of take note of that because, or do they have like, is there outlet here and they're all powered by a whip that's in the wall over here that comes down? You know, you want to avoid power poles. So if they have power poles there now, then you're going to want to figure out how to not have those going forward. So that could be an alteration. But if you have like the perfect setup now, you know, and it's a whip, then what you would do is you'd hire an electrician to come in to deinstall the old whip, and then you'd have them come back and install the new whip, or where your plugs are. So these are all things when you do your site visit. These are really good things to take note, not just in here, John, but when you're doing your site visit, just take note over here too, because you know this is going to be a project down the road. Okay. So you want to have a good understanding of what is the electrical and data feed set up currently. How are the workstations getting their power and data? But now, if we do carpet and paint, now I see why Melissa's saying, well, we're going to do an RWA out of, you know, the lease term. But we just send it forward.
Yeah.
So we're not worried about that. We're not going to worry about that piece of it. We've been told money's going to be there, so we'll just deal with that when it comes. So it sounds like, so the other things you need to attach, John, but you might want to start looking at this AutoCAD-wise and, you know, see, can you fit a 108 here and still be okay with that door? I think it's going to be tight myself. So you may end up having, I mean, you could put the IRA here, you could do the ADA here, and then leave these two here too. You're just wanting to get in and out of it the least amount of cost because you do have an upcoming lease renewal coming. Okay, so like furniture. So let's say we decide to do this, we get new furniture. We can take new furniture with us to a new location.
Right,
So
like a guard's desk and the chairs.
Yeah, we can take all that with us. And so, yeah. Okay, so the other things on your building and project page you need to attach, John, are the FRS data for the TAC, because you would be replacing this. Okay, you're going to need to get that furniture reuse certificate documentation filled out, because you would be accessing the old TAC furniture, you'd be getting new TAC furniture, so that needs to be done. And I found out the other day, and I don't know how soon you're going to need this. I don't know that this has to be done to submit the ROM, but I know Bob's going to probably be on it. I did find out the other day that we are going to be going through the furniture exchange program for this TAC furniture before replacing it. So you're going to have to fill out the FEP tool too at some point.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Drop dead, Crystal. In order to get this started, we need the timeline, which she uploaded. What was the other one?
The furniture calculator, lead time calculator.
Lead time calculator.
Yeah, that's okay.
I also, Melissa sent us a Qmatic price quote statement of work. Have you seen this component of the POR? Or yeah.
No. Are we putting Qmatics in these small TACs?
Isn't that part of the tech refreshment?
Isn't there
program?
one already there?
I don't think so.
because like Chesterfield has one and they only have 2 people.
Chesterfield has a Q-matic for 2 people?
Mm-hmm.
Why in the world do you need a Q-matic for 2 people?
I don't know.
Has anybody looked at the tax standards?
I haven't in a while.
Yeah,
I haven't
it's
either.
Melissa sent us a link. It's a pretty expansive page. Let me put it in the chat. It's got everything in there.
Because I would like to look at that, because I mean they must have changed the standard, and I just haven't seen it, because I didn't think we put them in these smaller tax, but I don't know. Maybe we are. I don't know. They change things on the daily around here, so it's hard to.
Well, wouldn't that be part of bringing it up to standard? Is that you put in a Q-matic? I mean,
Yeah, but you need a Q-matic when you have like 10 people in a TAC. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is I'm wondering. Well, actually, does it say it in the Star Tool?
because it's always been here at Chesterfield since I've been here, and that was 2009 when I came on board with SBSE. They've always had a Q-matic.
I'm looking at the Star Tool right now. Do you want me to screen share it?
Yeah, let me give you. Yeah, because I want to see if it says. Does it have? Hang on, let me.
I have another meeting at 11 with Adam on that one, so it's a different meeting for the campus.
Okay.
So
Okay, go ahead, John. Okay, so go to the TAC tab. All right. Okay. Q-matic as needed. See? Oh, that's a workstation though. Q-matic controller workstation. That's not what I'm looking for. Keep going down. Oh, back up.
You're wanting to see if it's mandatory, like some of those yellow ones are.
Yeah, go back up to the top. Is there anything else up there? Huh.
I mean, I was always told as a specialist that Q-matics are required. Didn't matter the size of it. But that they may have never updated the Nebraska or Iowa ones because they're so far out.
Q-matic checklist and tax system. FMSS does not purchase new or replace upgrade Q-matic equipment. FMSS funds relocations only.
Right.
IT, BSP, Bridget C. Brown can assist you with new stand-up TAC equipment. Use this checklist if you have a full Q-matic with controller with something ticket prints. Check the list of Q-matic types and locations below or get. So do you know if they have a Q-matic now, John?
No, I'm not. I'd have to contact Barbie in there and find out if they have one or not. I can't remember off the top of my head.
So usually with the Q-matic, what you're paying them for, and this is proprietary information, it's the only vendor that the IRS uses, is that they come out, you have to pay their travel fees, and they unhook it, and then they hook it back up. And I think Chesterfield was $10,000.
So this is the second visit. Deinstall hardware from swing space and reinstall in permanent space. Q-matic installer will run all Cat3 cable and will fully test the system. Installer will complete a walkthrough with the project manager to identify any punch list items. Resolved within 5 days. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they have one. I think it's just the security guard and the 2 TAC employees. They handle the whole thing. I'm pretty sure there's no Q-matic in there.
See if you have any updates. Please send me. You wanted to know there are 2 types: full Q-matic with controllers. So a full site requires Q-matic DNA. So satellite tax do not require Q-matic on site, print tickets. Ticket printers can be relocated by anyone and plug them in on the phone. Oh, here, wait a minute. Please note on full sites listing 101 of those having voice units rest. Do not.
Oh, okay. So that's that paper, right? Go back to.
Davenport, Iowa, TAC. Controller back. See, this doesn't say that that has anything.
Okay, I'm gonna break off and go to my next meeting. So, John, you and I could talk later. You could catch me up about this.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, see you guys.
Okay, thanks, Michelle.
Bye.
Hey, John.
Hey.
You still on?
Yep.
Man, I'm sorry. I know that this hasn't been helpful at all for you. But I don't know what to tell you. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna Skype Devonna. I'm gonna get it straight from the horse's mouth.